There we go.
Wow.
We are in India. Welcome, Suparna. Welcome, Shantanu. Or
Namaste from India.
Hello.
these
Hello.
are our two drivers of the India chapter. Let's start with Suparna. Uh, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm
Having
doing good.
having
Yeah.
yeah, having the weekly coffee break. And
Yeah.
Shantanu, what about you?
Wonderful. Absolutely on top of the world.
Yeah. Now, Suparna, India chapter. Tell me more about what is that?
Uh, well, I'm really, really excited, happy to talk about the India chapter. You know why? Because the first time I met you this year, and I remember we sat for a dinner, and the full session of I think 3 hours we were speaking about happiness at work and 4D lean and what it all means. So that was the first trigger, and that was when I found it so very interesting, and I thought I must plunge into this. And then I didn't know, of course, what I would do with it because I was alone. But somehow, when they say that when you have the right intent, you know universe supports. I think I found my support in the form of the other pioneers that I would go and talk to them and explain to them in my own way what is the happiness at work movement all about, or what is 4D lean. And slowly, one by one, I found that there were people trying to, they got aligned with me. And then now, today, of course, I have, you can say, a whole bunch of pioneers working alongside me to bring this movement into India. And let me tell you, the movement is already there. It started. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, then we had Shantanu. Was he the first you
Uh,
contacted?
Yes, yes. I spoke to Shantanu. Actually, let me tell you, Shantanu is also my coach.
Okay.
So he is my NLP coach. So
Yeah.
when I decided, as I'm a counseling psychologist, but when I decided to learn about NLP, I found him to be the best person to go to, and so I am a certified NLP plus lifestyle practitioner, certified by his company Neuromind. So that's how he's already my coach. And I called him up. I came back from Mumbai. I called him up and we had a long session talking to him about. In fact, I think I called you up from Mumbai itself, Shantanu.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
You
yes.
are very excited about this.
Yes, and that's how he came in. And then when I came back, I keep shuttling between Mumbai and Kolkata. Kolkata is to the east of India. So, and the more and more people I spoke to, I think 90% of the people I spoke to, they all were very, very interested in this, more than 90%, in fact. So today I have about 13 pioneers already working towards happiness at work movement in India.
Okay. Now, Shantanu, what strikes me every time is to see both or like even all the pioneers' determination. Why are you so motivated to do this? Try to explain, because in Europe we don't find people as motivated as you both are.
Jim, this is a very deep question and very much a loaded question. So I must answer and I must do justice to this question. Why? The why for me to get involved with 4D Lean is very simple, but it's a very, very important question for me to answer to you today. I think many people, once they know this answer, they would identify with my why here. For me, 4D Lean is a ownership culture enabler. Most of the organizations where people gradually get non-consciously decoupled from the organization, in terms of their awareness, they lose the ownership in the ownership maturity grid. They fall from it and they don't even know it. And over a period of time, their fire is no more visible based on their efficiency and productivity, which the owners or the managers or the people who are in the helm of the leadership, they feel that they don't have the fire. But actually what is missing is their ownership culture enabler. But 4D lean has a tremendous amount of growth and maturity indexes all put in place in such a way that it has the ability to bring back that ownership culture in them. So I consider it, my senses say that it has a ownership culture enabler. So that is something which completely blew my mind. And I thought that now I have got some machinery with which I can change these people and bring them back, to bridge them towards the organization so that they can attach, engaged, and connected to the organization, so that they have a purpose aligned with the organizational purpose, so that the organizational behavior and the psyche changes, the culture changes, and organization develops. So OBOCOD all gets aligned. That is my mission.
Yeah, that's very very nice and very well explained. Now you mentioned for the lean, Supanya. Maybe it's good that you explain the link between happiness at work and for the lean.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Wow.
And yes,
The right
uh,
person.
no, no. What happens is, when firstly, when we were coached, I mean, when we were trained by you, I think we were about 10 of us who took this training from you. Initially, we knew not much about 4D Lean except for that one evening, which when you discussed and you explained to me what 4D Lean was all about. And what happens is, of course, not going into the full detail of 4D Lean because we won't have that much time, but those of us who are aware that how like intelligence quotient and emotional quotient, sorry, there is a dimensional quotient, the dimension of awareness. Where are we in our awareness quotient? So this Fodilin model very beautifully maps the person's position, the individual's position, and also in the dimensional quotient, of course, and also the from the organizational point of view, where does the person see the organization? Now, most of the time, till now, all the scans that we have done so far, we have found a gap. We have found, in fact, considerable gap. And when there is so much of a gap between the dimensions, then obviously the from the employer point of view, the employer will definitely not get the kind of results he's wanting to from his organization. From the employee point of view, the employee will of course go through burnout and unhappiness in his place of work. So what this Fodilin model is doing is, why it is linked to happiness is because the moment we scan and we find the gap, and if we can plan out how to bridge the gap and narrow the gap, of course, it is a gradual process. I mean, nothing can be done overnight. Then the organization will be a happy organization. The employer will be happy. The CEO will be happy. And at the same time, the employees will be happy. So there is a direct link between 4D lean model and happiness at work.
Mhm. Now, Shantanu, you are scanning the first.
Actually,
Yeah, you are scanning the first yeah, individuals and organizations in
Yeah.
India. Can you give like a view in what you found? What's the situation in India when you see these scans? Where are they?
most of the sample scans that I have gone through in India, there are two categories which we have found: the structured organization, good or apparently nicer. They are mostly the gaps are the better part of the result is from the organization part, but the worser part of the result is from the people part. The less structured the organization is, the worser news and the story is from the organization part, and the better part of the story comes from the employees part. So that means the gap still remains. So the opportunity is in the gap, not if the organization is good or the people are good. Obviously, there will be goodness. That is where the best part of the story, one side remains. Now, what you have built is to influence behavior. Organization doesn't have a behavior because it is a sum total of the team's behavior. So when we have an opportunity to influence the behavior, and when you have built a system where you have built the ownership maturity grid, there is a grid, and you have given some 25 growth areas, and you have given certain awareness strategy and key areas. So in this ownership maturity grid, and there is a happiness factor through influencing behavior, we can upgrade and build the awareness and gradually bridge the gap. That is where the opportunity is visible, eminently visible, irrespective of the fact if the organization is at a higher dimensional quotient or the person is at a higher
Mhm.
dimensional quotient. The gap is the opportunity. It remains and it is there.
Yeah.
Whether whatever is wherever the people are, the gap is the opportunity.
Yeah. And in general, where are organizations like when you compare it to Europe? Where are they? What is like typically for an Indian?
Yeah.
I saw two typical, yeah, environments. Which are they? Which are the two
Mostly they are 1D. Mostly they are 1D.
that you have to explain? What is 1D?
Okay, sorry. Okay. So mostly they are a kind of a control. Even if they have moved from status quo, they are in control state. Means mostly there is an element of always a control, and there is a pressure. So from control, we have to move to engagement. That means we are moving from 1D to 2D. So from control, we are supposed to move to engagement. More or less, these are the most situations or the cases or case studies that we are confronting. It doesn't mean that we will not confront other areas, but this is the main area and the firefighting situation. We might get certain cases where it is more of a status quo, but more or less, I have an idea that status quo is a very difficult thing to crack for us to make them convince to move to the next stages. So we are by strategy, we are looking at situations where there is more of control and the owners are having a lot of pain points. So a person in the owner's mindset, if they have a control and they have a lot of pain points, it is very easy for us to let them know that where is the cause for which there are so many pain points that they are experiencing, and it is easy to move them to the engagement part. That is the 1D part, sorry, 2D part.
Yeah. Now,
If it is
Supanya.
status quo, they are not in a position to even ask.
Yeah, of course. Supanya, how happy are employees in India, and how do you move these CEOs to take action?
Uh, well, uh, in India, the scans that we have so far gone through, I would speak on the basis of the scans because that's more objective. The data is right in front of us. We found that employees are not very happy in general, except for one particular company. Of course, right now I cannot name that company. One of the most famous companies of India, where we found that the employee was actually seeing the company with a positive light, and the employee was very happy and the gap was very small. But most cases, the employees are going through a lot of burnout. They are unhappy. There is absenteeism. There is what do I tell you, like there is no engagement. So there is no inclusiveness. They don't feel inclusive within the, or no sense of belonging. So this is the general trend that right now what we have so far found. Well, I don't mean to say that there are no other companies, but whatever we have scanned till now, this is the condition. So there is a very, very big gap between the organization and the individual. So if there is so much of a gap, then it's obvious that the employee will not feel happy. So obviously the productivity will go down, profits will go down, sales will go down. So there is no engagement. But also from the employer point of view, we've spoken to quite a few CEOs, and what we found is that this is where Cody Lean comes in, because the employers were happy, to go make their employees go through the scan, because when they go through the scan, even for the employer, it is easy to know where the gap is, because he has started the business, or the group has started their business with a certain kind of a vision. But if
Mhm.
there is so much of gap, then how do they actualize
Yeah,
their vision? So this is an amazing tool to
yeah.
bridge that. Yeah.
Shantanu, when you talk to CEOs, do they understand the language of dollars, euros, rupees? Do they understand that language?
They do understand very much.
Yeah.
At the time, when we had first presented them with this situation, I have had objections also, and the most important and exciting moments were when I had handled their objections. The most exciting space was when I handled their objections, and the handling of the objections was very easy. It was because of your offering, because of a very well documented and well thought of practical product that you have well thought of. It was very easy. I must give you a benefit of doubt for that. A wonderful, well thought, spread of thing that you have thought through, because it was already implemented in real time practical scenario. I could handle those objections. The credit goes to you. Thank you.
Yeah. And
Who
what's
did you?
well, thank you. What's the cost of unhappy employees, Suparna? What's the
Oh,
cost?
the cost. The cost, of course, there will be so much more absentees, and there will be accidents. There will be less profitability. So I mean, it's a very long term effect on the company, and unhappy CEOs, unhappy managers. And because it's most of the organizations work from the top down, so, the stress will now come on to the employees. So it's a vicious circle then.
Yeah.
So we don't want that. And let's see.
Yeah. Now, Shantanu, I have to congratulate you with yeah, being able to convince the first CEO to move to do like this first step. Like that CEO in India, they should give him like a statue to dare to be like a pioneer on organizational level. How did you convince him?
He is a very progressive CEO, and I'm pretty certain he is live here in the session today, attending this. He is one of the most progressive CEO in a way. I'll just give you an example of this, that why he has taken this kind of decision. He has been with me for a while, doing something called Faster Pace Legacy Accelerator program with me.
Mhm.
So he is done complete refurbish. I mean, completely he has changed his organization to a certain extent, but that was all through his own transformation. Now it's time for him to change his organization towards progressive thing. Means looking at 2 years kind of development and change. And that is exactly when you also came in miraculously, and our back end engagement happened, and I offered him that this is a progress path which is in front of him. So his only question was, will this work? Because this, I had opened my people and my organization to many such people and coaches, and nothing worked. I said, this is going to work 101%, and I have my commitment to you that 100% money back guarantee from my pocket goes to you, which I told person to person because I have so much confidence on Fort Delhi. Now he said, no, 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 I have confidence on you as well. So I and explained him everything. We did a mock of whatever proposal before submitting the proposal. And once I did this today morning, we did it. We cracked the deal today, and he given the approval first of this entire end-to-end deal. And now we are ready to submit the proposal. I think Madam had poked you for getting your approval for everything, and we did it with your approval, and I got his approval, and now we are all set to give him the final proposal. Everything has been done end to end authentically, and it has fallen through. And with his involvement and with a progressive person like him, he is the India's number one Hindi publishing house today. And for I think 52 or 55 years or 70 years, he is running in India, and he is the best and the number one Hindi publishing house, not only in terms of turnover but also in terms of fame and name. He has been publishing autobiography of Barack Obama to most of the presidents of India. So, and he's a very good and authentic human being as well. From his the ancestral legacy is there. So I think we have put a foot in the best place in India to begin with. Congratulations to you as well.
Yeah, congratulations to the India team, I would say. Now, there, I have another question for Suparna. Like one of the first thing when you will start scanning these people is like, how will you remove the fear of asking the employees to kind of rate the employer?
Yes.
How will you
Uh,
do that?
Yeah. So, I have already thought about it and I'm still thinking about it because this is a challenge. But then, as a psychologist, I think I will have a little upper edge, you know. And so basically, what I have thought is that we're going to speak to the employees first, explain to them that complete confidentiality will be maintained. A. Secondly, this is for the good of the organization. So when the organization flourishes, when the organization grows, then the fallout falls onto all the employees. So we all benefit together. It's not for the benefit of the CEO. It is for the benefit of all employees. So probably I will have a session with them and get them all on a Zoom meeting because we are in different cities, or maybe go down to Delhi, speak to them, and convince them. And I'm sure they will be convinced because end of the day, even employees want their organization to grow. I don't think employees would ever want the organization to fail. They will definitely want, and there is a goodness in each and every person. So it's just that we need to trigger that, and
Yeah.
I'm sure they will be ready.
How excited are you, Shantanu, to fly to Delhi and to do this first trial?
I am not only excited, my life is sitting in this particular project because this is part of my mission already. Uh, I definitely would appreciate that you are able to recognize the strength of what I am saying today
Mhm.
in public, that this has been aligned to my mission, and your product and your offering is completely aligned to me, my purpose. So you have given me an opportunity to vent my energy into this purpose. Thank
Mhm.
you for this. And I'm pretty certain I'll be able to add value not only to the clients through this, also add value to your program and product and your offerings to the public through this, whoever are the beneficiaries to this
Mhm.
4D lean. Pretty certain. I'm very certain about this. I'm very excited, obviously, at the energy level.
Yeah, yeah, we are trying to create like an ecosystem where all change-minded people in the world
Absolutely.
can have benefits from. And now, yeah, last word is for you, Suparna. So, do you have any advice? Do you have a call to action? Do you have whatever you want to say, you have now, let's say,
No, with
1 minute to share it.
No, it is surely, thank you, Jim, and it is surely a matter of honor for me to head this movement in India. And there is miles to go, of course. And but then I have taken two immediate targets. One is till 2025, and the next target is for 2030. So there are two targets, and I'm sure happiness is something that we all look for, and uh, happiness at work movement and this happiness at work conference that you are conducting so beautifully will definitely show us the way. To actualize this. And of course, India, coming from India, a land of diversity, it is a very big country, and it is a land of diversity. So my vision is to have 5 clear chapters in India for happiness at work movement, dividing India into north and south and east and west and central,
Mhm.
and taking this happiness at movement forward to all corporates of India. So thank you for uh, giving me this opportunity.
Yeah, thank you for both your efforts, your drive, your the passion, the love you put in this project, and yeah, thank you for just helping us spread happiness at work in India. You are really the pioneers for your country. So yeah, thank you very
You're
much.
welcome. You're welcome.
Welcome.
Looking
Welcome.
forward to happiness conference in India soon.
Yeah, we will stream in India. So
Yes.
I will put like a link how people can reach you in India, and yeah, let's meet soon. Thank you
We'll
very
see
much
you,
for
we'll see
Sure.
you at the
Thank you.
conference. Thank you.
being here.
Bye.
Bye bye.